Michael Gatt. I'm a composer. My background is I have a long road in music. I played in bands and toured, and then I transitioned into film score. When you're scoring for film and television, it's all about speed, it's all about quality. The deadlines and turnarounds are extremely fast, so having a workflow is just essential. When I'm looking at my own workflow, it's with plugins that are simple to use. I don't have time to read a manual. In fact, I feel like if I have to read a manual, then it's probably not that intuitive, and I don't want to even go down that rabbit hole. The other thing I look for in the plugins I use is I just want a handful of knobs that make meaningful differences when I turn them. That is, again, all about keeping things simple, keeping things elegant, and I think that comes out in the music, and it certainly comes out in your headspace as you're making the music. When I received the BigSky plugin, I was delighted to see that it was just a super simple, intuitive interface. And sure enough, as soon as I started digging in and playing with knobs, I was like, this is rad. I love the different settings they have on the selector for the different, I don't even know if you'd call them reverbs, really, because for me, and especially in the kind of music that I make for some projects, it feels more like sound manipulation. Calling it just a reverb would be not doing service to what it could do. It works, it sounds great, it's got just enough knobs to make a lot of fun and interesting things happen without being overwhelming or overly complicated. And we thought it would be fun if I just scored a piece of music to some visuals that he provided. What he sent over was actually kind of a thermal image of the sun, and I just kind of ran with it. I thought it'd be fun to interpolate what it might sound like if the sun spoke. So the piece is called Sunspeak, and it's basically just grabbing instruments that I have lying around the studio and running them through the BigSky and nothing but the BigSky to really kind of explore what the plugin can do. So when you're scoring to deadlines and fast turnarounds like I am, you want something that's just going to sound good out of the box and something that inspires. Because of that, I often write with a new plugin or a new instrument right away from the blank page. So in this case, the first thing I did was grab a guitar viol, which is a bowed instrument. I threw the BigSky on it, and I just started messing around. I'm going to play it for you with the BigSky. And for me, that captures like the ambient kind of dark vibe that I was going for the intro of the piece. Now without BigSky, it sounds like this. Big difference. Writing with the plugin on kind of informs what I do. I would have played something very different if I didn't have this instantiated. And the other thing is that once I do have it on there, I'm just going to mess with the presets here. So what I love about the presets is that they sound distinct from one another. They're easy to switch to, and then if I want to tweak it even more, there's plenty of tweaking to do, but not overkill. So even though this is a purposely ambient piece, there is a melody that runs through it, and to do that, I was looking for some kind of an instrument that had a nice attack on it. So I grabbed a kalimba that I had lying around the studio, and I just sampled a couple notes on it. And on its own, it could sound almost, playful. But with the BigSky on it, it sounds like this. And I think there's really something to that organic instrument meets heavy processing. Performing that and writing with it through the BigSky, it's night and day. So it really kind of pulled me in a different direction as far as what I would have done with that melody. Frankly, I wouldn't have put a kalimba on this, without it. That's what I'm looking for in a plugin like this that will really help not just inform the writing, but transform some of the instruments I'm using and kind of become an integral part of the piece. One of the things I thought would be fun to explore would be kind of the sound of liquid fire. So there's a million ways to skin that cat, but I thought what would happen if I just started playing around with a shake array and see what I could do with it with BigSky. And so here's the shake array without BigSky on it. And it almost sounds like marbles being dragged across hard surface, which is effectively kind of what it is. So I'm going to play for you what I was playing, and then I'm going to slowly ease in the BigSky. By itself, it's interesting, but you add the BigSky in there and it does take on a new dimension. It's definitely going to be a go-to for me now. It was very easy to use, very intuitive, and for the kind of work that I do where I'm always striving to bring something unique to the table with every project I do, it was great at really augmenting that.